focus on. What were they? Well, if you if you have listened to our last call, um, we had Kazemi. We had Kazemi that came to the United States of America and talked with Donald Trump. And I asked the question, what do you think they talked about? Do you think they talked about the Summer Olympics? No. You think they talked about the camel races next week, on Wednesday? Do you think that they talked about the Democrats that are being just a little bit too left in the United States of America? No. And what did they talk about? Well, we talked about it last Monday, and we laid it all out for you. And when you saw all the things that they talked about, we couldn't help but to say to ourselves, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. They're talking like they're international. They're talking like they're Article 8. They're talking like they've got a sovereign a currency with a sovereign rate, not a program rate. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like, doesn't it? And it's not like it's something that I typed up or I posted and you read it and you said, "Ooh, that looks good." No, what happened is that you went here. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to pick this big monster up. It's okay, but let's see here. Oh, it turned off. Oh, there it goes. So, what I would, highly recommend is that you. And by the way, you notice how I cover the camera. May I suggest that you do that? You have no idea how. China is amazingly rude and very impolite, and China is very evil. Cover your camera. Alrighty. So, anyways, looky here. This is what we left off, and this is last Monday. Check this out. What we got there? Well, we got we have the Kazemi and Donald Trump, and there's Trump in his Air Force One, and you start to read and you start to realize, good God, Iraq and the United States of America are one. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they're Siamese twins. So in other words, if Donald Trump sneezes, does Kazemi say Gesundheit, or does he say, or excuse me, or does he sneeze also? In my opinion, he sneezes. Yeah. Everything that you're seeing that Donald Trump is doing in the United States of America, in our government, haven't you noticed yet? Yeah, of course you have. So it turns out that this article, and you do belong to ktfalways.com, right? Because if you don't, you should. It's your loss. It's your loss. And I don't help you when you call me. You say, oh, I have a question, Frank. Yeah, well, that's too bad. I'm not going to answer it. What do you mean you're not going to answer it? Everyone says you're a nice guy. I do not repeat what I already taught on Monday. I get 100 calls a day. Can you imagine if I repeated it constantly throughout the whole day? It would drive me crazy, wouldn't it? Yeah, but you can do it for me. I mean, just me. I just want to know. No. Yeah, it's really important that you do your part. We bring you the food. I prefer you eat it and also get rid of it. That may sound a little silly, but I don't think you mean to be silly by not studying. Last week, Donald Trump and Kazemi said some amazing things. There it is. And when you read the things that they said, and then the next thing you know, we start to realize that, wait a minute. This is a plan that requires the Iraqi dinar to have value. Because they're talking like it has value. And then on top of it, when you see that, oh my word, look at how much this is highlighted. You think that that's highlighted just to waste your time and my time? This is a treasure trove of the things that Kazemi and Donald Trump have agreed upon. And on top of it, who else was there in Washington, D.C.? The whole Fab Four? You don't know who the Fab Four is? Okay. The whole Fab Four was there. Not only that, but the whole CBI was there. Not only that, but certain people from the GOI were there. Were there any parliamentary ministers, any parliamentary people? No. Why? What do we tell you about Parliament? That's right. Don't pay attention to them. They're a bunch of illiterates. They have no idea. They can't even, some of them can't even, illiterates. They can't even read and write. They're just voted upon by the people in their district. They have no knowledge of how to be a politician. But what they are agents for who? For terrorism. For terrorism. Mainly in this case with Iran, who supplies the money to every terrorism that you can think of, from Hezbollah, ISIS, Daesh. But oh my word, You notice those three I just mentioned? They're pretty much gone. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, President Donald Trump. Thank you. Because the president before you, he sent them billions. Billions. I mean, billions. Let me say it one more time. He sent billions. We're talking about Galaxy airplanes. Okay? You can load up like about 10 tanks in there and 20 Jeeps and about 100 soldiers. We're talking Galaxy planes. Not one, but a bunch of them. I don't know exactly how many. But they were filled with these pallets. What was on the pallets? Stacked up all about a good 5 feet. What was it? Your American taxpayer dollar. Yeah. Pence. Excuse me. What's the guy that's running? Biden. Biden was the vice president at that time. And of course, you know who the president was, right? Yeah. Abomination. They gave Iran billions and billions and billions and billions. I mean, it keeps going. Billions and billions and billions and not electronic, not a check, but cash. So, so you could easily give it to terrorism and pay them off. Yeah. Not traceable, you know what I mean? Fascinating, isn't it? Yeah, it's fascinating. In fact, I don't know if I can do this because we've got a call. We're broadcasting a call here. But I'm going to try and see if there's any way that this can be played. For those of you that are on the phone, you may not be able to hear this. And if you don't, I apologize. Okay, now, where do I bring the speaker? Bring the speaker. Of course, this is not the speaker, so...
The little white thing right there.
Okay. Boom. Boom. Sorry, guys, we're a little discombobulated. And guess what? Yeah. Oh, joy. Guess what? No, you can't hear it. And it's a shame. Oh, you're going to do it over there, Tink?
I'm gonna dial.
Okay, so I can hang up this phone. For those of you that are listening on the phone, Tink is dialing the other phone, and you're not going to lose the connection. Good. So now I turn this phone off, and now, nope. Guess what, Tink? It's still being a pain. Yeah.
Biden
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see how I can go back. Go back, Frank. Go back.
2013, referring to his earlier meeting with Xi Jinping, who just...
Let's see. Go back. Here we go.
A
Listen.
recent video from the Obama White House shows Joe Biden joking about asking mainland China to help him become president. Take a look.
When I congratulated him on his elevation, I asked if he could possibly help me.
Biden made those comments at a U.S.-Chinese forum in Washington in 2013, referring to his earlier meeting with Xi Jinping, who had just become Chinese president. Reports point out a similar joke by President Trump about Russia sparked an FBI investigation and the collusion hoax, but Biden got away with it.
Yeah.
The pleasure and honor of spending a fair amount of time with President Xi when President Hu and President Obama thought the two vice presidents should get to know one another, and we ended up spending about 10 days together, 5 in each of our countries, traveling around.
Biden's comments were also made at the time when his son Hunter was receiving hefty payments from Beijing amid a military drawdown by the U.S. in the South China Sea. Well, the Trump campaign is taking aim at...
Well, I mean, it's sad, but it is the truth. It is the truth. And when you look at these articles, you start to realize that everything that Obama and Biden and the Clintons and Soros, all these people that are supporting the evil in the United States right now, when you read these articles, you come to an understanding that they are being defeated. What Obama and Biden did to support Iran and China is being dismantled by the President of the United States right now.